Hey everyone, welcome to Live with DJ Rossstar. It's Friday, it's March 13th, 2026. Happy Friday the 13th. On the show today, I'm going to talk to Tom. You might know his band Houston Calls. He's also working on a project called Throw Thermal Pod. If you have questions for Tom, you can post them in the chat below. Now, before we get started, I want to let you know that this show is live every week, twice a week, but the days and the times change. So be sure you follow me right here on IG so you know exactly when the next interview is going to be. And I can tell you that next week we will have two artists on the show. We're going to have Leisure Hour, I believe on Wednesday, and on Monday, I can't tell you yet. I'm going to announce it soon, though. So make sure you follow me on IG, and you will get the updates. And after today's interview with Tom, you can go back on my page and see interviews I've done with people like Less Than Jake, Die Right, Ballyhoo, and more. Or you can jump onto YouTube, search DJ Rossstar, it's with 3 S's, and you'll find content I've done with groups like Fall Out Boy, Green Day, Pierce the Veil, and more. But for now, the reason we're all here to talk to Tom. So let's get to the interview.
Oh,
Hello there.
yes. Hey, Ross.
Good to see you.
Hi.
It's been years.
I know. It's like getting the gang back together again after all this time. It's
Quite the lovely,
fabulous.
quite the lovely view behind you. Where are you?
I'm in my on my back porch.
And you live in North Carolina, I believe.
That's right. I live in Durham, and you changed your view up from all the other ones I've seen. What's going on behind you?
I'm trying to get fancy and give you a little bit of a door behind me.
I saw a little reflection too.
Yeah.
It's pretty
So you're
good.
out there in North Carolina now. Are you the only member of Houston Calls living out there?
Yes, I am. Everybody else still lives in the Northeast area, like Jersey or Pennsylvania, up there.
Are you lonely or between work and having a family, you don't really have time for friends anyway?
Oh, wait, say that again.
Are you
Ask that.
are you lonely without your guy friends or do you not have time because you have so much to do with family?
I miss them. I miss hanging out with those guys a lot. Every time we get back together, every, I don't know, year or so, it's like we never missed a beat, and they're all doing great things in their lives. But we're in different paths now, all of us.
I get it. I'm just thinking because I have a friend in town who's here in Texas for South by Southwest, and I've known him, a good friend Steve, since college, 20 plus years. And although I've made friends, throughout the years in Nashville and now here in Texas, it's never the same as the people you've known 20 plus years. And so sometimes I just miss that connection to somebody.
Yeah, it's funny. I talked to my wife about this. Well, she's brought this up recently, hanging out with some old friends. You're like, you can kind of talk about families in a way, like your own personal families, like your mom and dad, or people close to you that your friends from long ago know about. And
Yeah.
that's kind of a cool connection to have that you don't really get easily these days.
And I feel like when I make friends now, I don't really want to talk about my private life. I just want to go have some fun. I'm just looking for
That's right.
people out here. I'm just looking for people out here to go eat with or go bowling with. Just, something to let loose, not be so stressed out about life.
Dude, you get around a lot. I see you out there. Like you're at shows all the time. Like what is the scene like for you right now? How do you feel compared to, like, you've been in the game for so long,
Ah,
so
thank
you've
you.
seen a lot of different things. What's
Um,
going on these days?
well, when I left Los Angeles in 2021, it was over. A lot of the venues were closing. They're still closing. I believe the Viper Room is about to close. And I wanted some place with a lot of music, so we moved over to Nashville. But it was a little bit of a trick because there is a lot of live music, but it's mostly cover songs. So if you
Mm.
go if you go to Broadway, which is the main road that's open from like 11 a.m. to 3 a.m., Party Central, there are like 50 bands playing at once, but they're only allowed to play cover songs. That's it. And it's the same 50 country slash rock and roll songs.
Ah, dang. That's
They
kind
used
of,
to, when I first got there, you were allowed to play one or two originals. Now that's not allowed at all. You won't even get booked if you try to do that.
what's wild about playing cover songs in venues like that is that I recall playing a show in Salt Lake City long ago. This is like early 2000s, and the venue had a strict policy about you are not allowed to play cover songs in our venue.
See, maybe they owe them money, like
Exactly, like the royalties.
royalty.
So yeah, I
No,
wonder if that area, that strip is bound to like paying royalties. They're like, nope, only covers because we're trying to take care of these specific musicians or something like
I
that.
it must be. And so there were like five or six original venues in Nashville, but mostly for singer songwriter types. And you would think that it's like the pop punk haven now because all those guys are living there. You got Bayside living there and Newfound Glory and so many others. But I think they're just there because it's more affordable and a lot of probably recording studios are there now. But in terms
Mm,
of like a live music scene for that world, it doesn't really exist there.
yeah, it definitely had its time for a little bit though. It seemed like, right, everybody was kind of coming upon it. Isn't
They're
that what
still
that, that
they're still going there. I just saw Mod's son. He just moved there like 2 days ago. The rapper.
okay? And Paramore was from that area, right,
They're from
originally,
there,
or
yeah. But yeah,
yeah.
so I've been here in Austin since June, and this is like original live music mecca. So there's like 200 venues, and every night of the week there's like you can go to three different jazz clubs or two different blues clubs, or go to like five rock clubs. So for someone like me that likes to go out of the house, as you mentioned, and I just don't like being at home, it's perfect because there's always something to do. And if I have nobody to go with, I'll go myself. I feel like the movies and music are two things I can do alone, and I won't feel like uncomfortable being by myself.
That's fair. I can appreciate that. And
Now I don't know what do you do anything by yourself anymore out there in Durham?
I'm doing this by myself right now. I mean, technically I'm with you, but
Yeah, you're not even
the
alone. You like go to like a coffee shop alone and read a book, or how does it work with you?
the things I do, the main thing I do alone is I have this little nook in my bedroom that my wife got me a chair, like this nice chair in the corner where I can have my laptop set up with my music. Like that's where I record all the music that I do. So I got like guitars on one side of me, I got a window, and then I've got this little chair. And that is my alone time that that exists right now. Most of the other time is spent, with my family. I have small kids, so they definitely occupy a lot of my time in a good way. But, that's my alone.
So now that you're writing your own music for Throw Thermal Pod, do you have to run it by the family before you release it to see if it sucks or not?
It's so funny that you asked that because this morning I talked to my older son. I actually talked to both my sons. I was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do this interview this afternoon, and I know he's gonna ask me if you guys like the songs that I do or not. So what can I
Yeah.
tell him?" Like I teed them up. I was like, "Hey, what can I tell him? Do you like the songs? Do you like the music?" And all I got was a yes, we like it. I didn't get any specific like I like this part better. They always tell me to shut it off though, so I don't really believe them. Like they
Shut it off, but we like it.
I mean, so there's two things. Like I put the music on and it's always like people are talking over it and they want to like have discussions about different things. That's fine. I get that. And then the other thing is when I go play my guitar, if they're in the house, they'll come in and just like mess with me and like talk if I'm trying to record vocals or grab the guitar like frets, stop
Yeah.
me from playing. I don't know. It's
How
they,
rude.
they they're quite rude. I know. I mean, I clearly haven't taught them very well yet.
So let me ask you a question. So for example, when I started doing the show 20 plus years ago, I really wanted to just be a host. I wanted to be the next Carson Daly. I wanted to have my own TV show interviewing artists. So I had a lot of pressure on myself. Now that I'm doing this for fun and I have my career, it is more fun and I don't feel any kind of extra pressure. You don't have to reveal what you do, every day of your life. I don't know what your gig is nowadays, but do you find this more fun to write your own music now and not have to be stressed out about, Houston Calls has to be the next big band or we're going to be all homeless?
Yes, it's 1,000 times easier to kind of go through the process. Like doing it by yourself is also easier in a way because you don't have a lot of other opinions. And not that they're bad opinions, it's just like when you've got a number of people interested in a project, there's obviously going to be varying degrees of like, I want this in there, I don't want this in there. And that's challenging to navigate, but it's also fun. But when it's just me and I don't care what happens with the music other than I write songs that I like, that is beautiful. Like a side hustle, kind of like, and not even trying to make money off of it. Like that has, nothing to do with any of it. It's cool if people want to support in ways and they do, which is really sweet. But I just like doing it. I was just getting really fun. I'm getting like I was telling you, like um I'm getting really ramped up and like feeling more excited about writing things as I keep getting another song done and another song done. They just kind of flowing really well right now.
That's cool. I know every so often you play shows with Houston Calls, and it's fun to play the old songs, but it's probably more exciting, like you said, to have new material. And that's how I feel. For years, I was just posting throwbacks to all my old interviews, and then I said, you know what? I'm getting kind of bored of myself. I would love to do new interviews, and that's more exciting for me now.
That's right.
Now I don't want to keep posting videos from 10 years ago. I want people to watch these.
Same idea. That's exactly the same idea. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
I
with
love
you.
that. So have you had any live performances of yourself with your music or not yet?
I have not done anything with the newer music that I've written in the past couple years. I did
Yeah.
one show as Throw Thermal Pod,
Oh
but
wow.
that was like 10 years ago because
Oh okay.
I lived in Seattle prior to being in North Carolina. So I was in Seattle in between New Jersey and North Carolina, and I played with a couple of friends from New Jersey in a band. We just did it as for fun. It was called Peterman, and then I started
Okay.
doing some songs like Jay Peterman from Seinfeld. You
Okay.
probably
Okay.
know, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And then
Mr. Peterman.
yeah, exactly. And I started doing some stuff on my own and under the name Throw Thermal Pod. That's when it first came out, and I played one show that I've saved the flyer for because I love the band Bouncing Souls so much, and Greg Adenito, the singer of Bouncing Souls, actually played that show like acoustic. I think I can't remember exactly how he in what capacity he was playing, but that was my Throw Thermal Pod show. My debut was with like one of my heroes in
That's
music, so
yeah. I guess
I had to
that's
just stop playing after that.
yeah. So you can't really top that.
That's right, done.
See, I did an interview with Mike Dirnt from Green Day, and I said, you know what, I could top that if I get my Billy Joe interview, and it hasn't happened yet. So I didn't retire just quite yet. We're gonna make it happen.
What was talking to him like? What was that like?
I've showed you've seen the video, but what was it like in my brain? You mean?
Yeah, yeah. Like, what were you feeling? What were you thinking?
Well, the questions I asked him, I've been wondering my whole life, since the 90s. So I didn't even have to, come up with questions or wonder what I was going to say. I just boom, 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 the most obscure things I could think about. And it wasn't even like a flex where I was trying to show people I'm the biggest fan. These were genuine questions I wanted to know. And still to this day, I get tons of comments on YouTube like, best Green Day interview. Like, I've wanted to know this weird thing forever. Like, thanks you so much for asking that. This is so awesome. So I'm happy that people love it as much as I do. And honestly, I still watch it myself every couple of months because it's still kind of surreal to me that I did it.
You are the biggest fan though that I know, and I always like thought I was at the top of this list or somewhere close, but you always managed to beat me out with your knowledge. I did bring one thing in honor of you and talking to you right now that I
Oh,
wanted to
what you
show
got?
you, and it's not like some really rare thing, but it's
Okay, no
something
matter.
really cool. And the reason I really like it, so it's this disc right here.
Oh yeah, with the original Good Riddance.
Exactly. Like, I don't know how many people know about that because I don't think it's released. I don't think you can get it anywhere now, right? It's not on Spotify. It's not on Apple Music. I don't know where else you could find
It's
it.
probably just YouTube.
Yeah, but
Um, yeah,
it's a beautiful version.
when that came out, well, I love Doodah also on that.
Oh, yeah.
When that came out, I was obsessed with that song so much so that we used to go growing up on Long Island to a coffee shop and they had open mic nights, and I actually performed that with my friend who plays guitar, and no one knew what it was, and I would just beg everyone I knew like check out this cool Green Day song, and no one really is paying attention to you, and then 2 years later it was re-released and became the biggest song. So people should
You,
listen to me
s-
when I tell them that I'm onto something good.
you sang it? You were singing it?
Oh yeah, no, I did that cover. I used to do covers all the time. I don't play guitar. I would just sing and my friends would play the guitar.
Oh, I got to hear that. That
Oh
would be
yeah. Oh,
awesome.
high school talent show. I did '86. Performed that one live. That was a lot of
Good
fun.
call.
Oh yeah. No, I always loved being a singer, but I wasn't quite good enough to do it for real. So I figured I would talk to you and interview everybody instead.
What wasn't Do Da Da? So that's also one of my favorite songs they
Yeah.
have ever. Wasn't that supposed to be called Stuck With Me? Is that a true statement? Because it
I don't
sings
know if it
Stuck
was
With
ever
Me in the
proved. I don't know if
song.
it was ever proven, but I guess it would make sense,
Okay.
right?
But I digress. Yes, it's gotta.
I believe was it I forgot the I'm trying to think of the Babs Evil I think was going to be called Bob's Your Uncle, and they called it
Oh, was it?
Babs Evil
Okay.
instead. So I remember that one. But
See, you can bust out all this knowledge. I remember when we were talking about American Idiot, you were just like blowing my mind with the amount of information you knew about it.
I was shocked because I had Ryan Cabrera on my show many years ago, and it was one of those times I did like a not pop punk interview, and he was really familiar with all the Green Day bootleg CDs from the '90s. He had like a giant collection of Eating My Boogers and Patrick's Picnic and all these obscure ones I used to buy on the internet, and in New York City, he had them all. He knew them all by name. It was wild. He's
Dang.
like a real
That
super fan, also.
that's pretty gnarly. Is he's the one on the way down? That song, right?
Now he's like accepted in the pop punk world. He does things with Bowling for Soup all the time, and he was just on the Joel Madden podcast. And now he's like people are aware of his pop punk fandom. But back then, I had no idea. No one else did. He just kind of told me about it at my house.
I feel like that's a pretty common path you see in a lot of pop singers where
Yeah,
they've started with something like pop punk. They cut their teeth on like either playing it or just like Goo Goo Dolls, for example, like another one. Maybe you just don't really realize. That's pretty cool though. I like when I hear about those roots,
yeah.
people
Goo Goo
like
Doll
that.
and what's the other guy in Goo Goo Dolls? He used to be like they used to take turns singing songs too. Robbie.
Yeah, yep, that's right.
See,
Very punk sounding.
I was never too into them, but I know a little bit of the history.
Cool.
Um, Kind of like Jimmy Eat World. I never got into them, but I know people will say that Clarity's the best, and I'm like, well, didn't they have the other guys sing most of those songs? So wouldn't that mean you don't like anything after Clarity now because he's a different singer?
It's just a different style. Like once they got very commercially successful, it went from being like an emo to like a pop rock kind of act.
I think we talked about that on the Green Day podcast we did. How like
Mhm.
how people love to say "Warning" is their favorite record just because it's cool to say that the Underdog is your favorite album. I think
That's
people do
right.
that with Jimmy Eat World also with Clarity.
Yeah, it's also an awesome album though too. I got to give it that.
What I think is cool, I just saw a video an hour or two ago, an interview with Jordan, Newfound Glory, and he said that Catalyst is his favorite album.
Really?
That's also I think my favorite. A lot of people would argue and say probably Sticks and Stones or self-titled, or they would try to be cool and say Coming Home because that's the Underdog again.
No, I don't think Coming Home it was the best album. I think one of the songs, that song "Hold Your Hand" on that album, that was one of my
Yeah,
favorite songs they had. But as an album, I don't think so. I would call self-titled my favorite.
that's a great one too.
Or Nothing Gold Can Stay, honestly. Like that one was beautiful. Like that's I think what is it called? Wasting Time. I can't remember what the song is, but
Yeah,
that
that was
song
one.
is so good.
I was fortunate enough to get that album first, and this is back in the day, so I don't remember how I found out about them, but I listened to that CD so much, and that was like during the time where Green Day were inactive and not doing too much, so I was looking for new kind of pop punk to listen to, and that just like filled the void. And
Yeah.
then came Mest and Show Off, and I had so many other things going on. So glad there was always something there to listen to
Hmm.
fill that gap for me. Die
Agreed.
Right Band said guitar tones on Warning are unmatched. See, I'm not a guitar player. I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like the instruments are kind of low sounding on the record.
I mean,
Really
the
poorly recorded album.
it's a different tone. That's the thing with Green Day's tones. That was the one where they tried something a little bit cleaner, like very little distortion, which is I think that's pretty cool. I liked the way it sounded. I think it was mastered. I remember it being mastered so loud too, like over any other album they had. Like you put one CD, like one disc in, you put like Dookie in, for example, and you take it out, you put Warning in, and it should be like blow your speakers. It was mastered so loud. You don't like the way that one sounds though. You don't like the recording on that.
No, and Billy Joe said himself he doesn't like it, and if he could, he'd go back and re-record it. I think they said it was the beginning of Pro Tools, and they didn't really know what they were doing, and so they don't like the way it sounds.
Okay,
Which makes
Castaway
sense.
is the jam though. That guitar on that song, I love the way that sounds.
And I remember I said in the podcast we did that even Rob Cavallo didn't like it, and so they fired him, and
That's right. That's right.
they
Yep.
fired it. They fired him, and they produced it themselves. So
Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of onto something there since it didn't hit well at all.
Yeah, definitely.
Should probably listen to him next time. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, well, Houston Calls. You only really had two records, so you can't. I guess you can't really pick a favorite, huh? Because there's just two.
I mean, I can. We had two records, yes, that are vastly different, I would say,
Yeah.
but it's really easy to see the first record being the raw kind of green album. Like we didn't know what we were doing. We just went in with a bunch of songs. And then the second album, a lot more attention was paid to like the songwriting and to the production and things like that. So I think there are things that I enjoy about both of them. I don't really listen to them that much anymore, but the second album, in my opinion, holds up more to me because from the songwriting perspective, not from like the emotional connection. So
So when you play
I
when you play live still, you understand why people will probably lose their minds for the first record, but then be like a little bit calmer when they hear the second album songs.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. Because I get it from a standpoint of being a music fan myself. When I see bands
Yes.
that have like had a couple albums and they play their newer stuff, and I'm like, no, I want the one that I listened to when I was getting into music or when I first heard your band, and that was what I connected to emotionally, and that's what I where I can place myself in that moment. That's exactly I feel like what happens with a lot of fans of ours that are still around. They connect to that first one a lot more.
And that's fair.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Would you ever want to re-record stuff for Throw Thermal Pod, maybe like a different sounding old track, or you just want to keep writing and making new content?
I guess I wouldn't be opposed to it necessarily. It feels kind of like I'd be rehashing something to try
Yeah.
to relive something, and I'm pretty self-conscious when it comes to things like that. Like I was super self-conscious when it came to just even doing a show in 2023, our first one back, because I was like,
Yeah.
no one's gonna care. This is like I don't want to be embarrassed. Like I like my life. Everything's going well. Like I like this as being in the rear view, like a history of like music in my life, and I'm scared that it would flop. Like that's a you know um I don't know. It's kind of like that. What's that? Marty McFly, like something about scared of being rejected, right? That's
Yeah.
a like you never know what's going to happen, and so I think I feel the same way about redoing a song, where wouldn't know if it would be misconstrued. And I'm enjoying writing new songs. It's fun.
No, for sure. Alex Stein said Bonnie, where'd I go? Oh, Bob and Bonnie is the perfect song.
Wow, thank you. That's really kind.
And we got Cheer Up Dusty in the chat. Had them on a couple months ago. Everybody cared, and both albums are six as sound.vu.
Can Alex tell me why Alex thinks it's the perfect song? I'd love to know, like, what about it is something that resonates with you. I can I interview you in the
Yeah.
chat?
Do you play that one still when you do the reunion shows?
We have to play that one. That
Yeah.
is, I mean, of all the songs, that's the song that I think people gravitate to the most to this day,
You
and
know
it kind
that
of always has been.
you know that Mest won't play What's the Dealio? They've never played it live even once. They hate that song.
Is that one that a lot of fans like? I never really gotten too into Mess, so I don't know a
Yeah,
lot about them.
it was their first single and it's a little corny, but it doesn't sound too much different than Cadillac and their other stuff. But it's one of those things where like it's a fan favorite and they won't do it. And I feel like that's always a big letdown. You should just give the fans what they want, right? If you can do it.
Absolutely, yeah. Why? What do you have? What do you have if you don't have fans? What do you have your songs, but like you're out there trying to play music, and you want to attract people to the show. So why not exactly like you said, give them the things they want?
Oh yeah. Alex said it's catchy, it sticks in your head and feels happy singing along. Those are perfect reasons to love the song.
Okay, I can appreciate that. Oh, we got HNSNE Pod in the chat.
Yeah, see, he said Mess did a wasting time full album show and still skipped What's the Dealio.
Oh, it's classic.
And then tell it's Mark. Oh, Taylor's dad is on here.
Oh, Mark, what's up, man?
That's
That's so
cool.
cool that you came
Um,
on.
tell us about. You didn't even bring up your new song you put out today. I feel like this should be a bigger deal in your head.
Oh yeah. I just decided like it's funny because when we were talking the other day, I hadn't even done this yet. I hadn't even done the song, and all of a sudden, I got this idea on maybe Monday or Tuesday. I started laying some stuff down. I got some words going in my head, and then I just finished the song. So I put out a brand new song today, and I spent a little bit like all the stuff Ross is I do by myself. I told you I think and like produce it on my computer, and I don't know a lot about all that stuff, but I know
That's
what
so
I think
fun.
sounds good, and so I put it out there, and there it is on Bandcamp.
HSN said if you harass Tom enough, he may play your favorite end of the Evan Error song.
I did do that for him. I did that for him.
Have you played every
Oh,
song on both albums or no?
no, we haven't. We've played it. So we played the first album front to back at these past shows we did a couple months back. We did celebration of the album being released 20 years prior, and we played everything on that album. The second album, we have not played a few select songs live ever. Only
Wow.
a few. There's just probably like two or three.
Well, that's the ones that people want to hear, I'm sure, at this point.
No, they don't want to hear that one. I think one of them is the secret track that I feel like you used on some like reel or something.
Yeah,
You
I
said,
did
I'm
it
like,
on
why the
purpose. I
hell
did it
did
on
he pick
purpose.
that
I did
one?
that. I
You
did that
picked
on
that
purpose.
random one.
I did it on purpose because it said hidden track. I thought that was funny.
It was just like it's the track that got us an explicit like lyric on the front
Oh, okay.
cover, and it was like the
Awesome.
secret track. It's ridiculous, so silly. We had fun with it though.
That's cool and like it's kind of punk rocky. So you have an explicit sticker.
Yeah, yeah, I know. And I didn't even realize when you upload things to Spotify or you try to get music on Apple Music or something, they ask you, are there explicit lyrics on there? And one of the songs I had, I said no. And then I realized there's one curse word in the song or something buried deep in the song. And
Oh, whatever.
it picked up on me and put an E explicit on there. I was like, wow, this like why are they even asking me if they're just gonna run it through anyway?
Now people are just going to request the hidden track next time you play a show.
That's right. People love explicit stuff, right? That's how it goes.
I've been lucky throughout the years. I've been able to get Green Day to play multiple of my requests because I'm always in the front, and Billy Joe has asked me many times, "What do you want to hear?" I've gotten them to play '86, Brat, Tightwad Hill one time.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I'm like
Br
that
Br
annoying. I'm like that annoying guy in the front yelling the request.
Brett is so good. Oh my gosh, 86 is so good too. Those are two of my top songs. I like
Oh yeah,
Tidewell Hill, but it's not one of my top. But the other two,
that was one of those things. That was in 2009. They had never played it ever, and I just said it, and then there's a video of it. I'll send you, and he says, "What's the first line?" And so then I like tell him, and he's watching me while singing it, and I have to like mouth the words to him
to make sure
beforehand.
you're singing it.
And I was like, "Wow, this is so surreal and cool!" Like in front of this big like arena. But
That is pretty cool.
he only did the first verse and chorus, and he gave up because he couldn't figure it out.
You also played guitar with them on stage. I know I've seen that video many times.
Poorly, but yes, to 2005. Very lucky. An old friend of mine had a digital camera back then. This is before phones, of course. I would have no proof
Hmm.
otherwise. Yeah, they didn't give me the guitar though. They gave it to a little kid because they called up a kid originally and he was too young to play, and they didn't realize that till he got up there. So he gave him the guitar, which I'm okay with because I don't really play anyway. I just wanted to be up there. That's what mattered to me the most, being on stage.
How nervous were you when you got up there?
It's hard to remember a lot. I do remember, I think I looked off to the side and Jason White was playing along with me. So if I sucked, it wouldn't sound that bad. It would sound like, like I was playing it 100% right.
Yeah, I always wondered that. Like, do they turn the guitars down if someone's not doing so well? They called someone up. They're like, just lower the volume. We can fake it.
I'm happy they did because if you watch the video again, I start off completely wrong and he gives me the look of death and then I fixed it like immediately.
Oh man, but you got to live everybody's dream. That is such a cool thing to do. I
Yeah, I
love
don't play
that.
guitar. I just learned it for that purpose.
Yeah, I love.
I tried every show, every tour since Nimrod. I started doing that. I never got up there. One time at Warped Tour, I had a big sign, and he said, "Hey, you have a sign that's too easy." And I was like, "Oh man, really?" And then '05 tours later, I finally got to do it. So pretty cool.
Yeah, super cool. I love that for you.
My dreams here. All right, we got a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna go back out to South by Southwest and see what we got. Check out my buddy's label, Blue Grape Records. Lots of Jersey stuff on there. He signed Turnstile when he was at Roadrunner. Wow.
Okay, cool.
Turnstile's a little too heavy for me, but I know the kids love them, right? Do you like anything new? Like, and do you think anything new you listen to helps inspire you to write songs now with Throw Thermopod?
There are a couple of groups that I'm listening to as of late. There's a band called Sincere Engineer that's been around for I feel like a couple of years at least, maybe if not more, from Chicago area. I
Yeah,
like
I
their
saw them open for Newfound Glory 2 years ago. They were good.
yeah, I like their style. I think like I've always liked the Lawrence Arms. It's one of my favorite bands, and they kind of remind me of like a Lawrence Arms style sound. So I really like that. There's this band called Shit Present that I've really enjoyed. Yeah,
I
it's
love that name,
wacky.
shit present.
Yeah,
Like,
and it's
do they mean like shit is in front of you or like a gift of shit?
I think it could go either way. That's the beautiful part of it.
What a great name.
Which, oh my gosh, can I tell you, I gotta digress for just one second. So
Yeah.
there's this thing, speaking of that name, There's this ridiculous video going around about PetSmart. Have you heard of this? Have you seen this thing?
Yeah, but it's Pet Smart for like
Uh,
Pet Smart because like your smart pet shop there. I get it.
uh, but I thought, I'm sorry, I died laughing when I saw this video and I saw this song that this person had
Yeah, the
written.
guy
But
screaming, and then
yeah,
they went and played outside of a Pet Smart.
yes, it's pretty classic. But either way, sincere engineer, shit present. I like that. Um, let's see. There is a band. So I like the Rat Boys was someone that my neighbor told me about,
The
and
Rat Boys.
I really like that.
I love it.
A
I don't even know
couple of
what it
these
is.
have female singers, which I'm really into. I really like this band called Dead Bars. They're really awesome. They're from Seattle. They've been around for a while, but the
Well,
singer's kind of
I have news
a
for you.
jerk.
I have news for
But
you. They just tuned in.
I know I saw that. That's why I said
What are
that.
the
I was just
odds?
messing with him. No,
No, that's cool.
the singer's amazing. He's John is so cool, and if you are listening to this, check them out too. They're so awesome.
And does he mean dead bars, like where you drink, or dead bars, like bars of music?
I think we could ask him right now. Like we might as well solve this. I think he means bars that have no one in them. Like you go to this dive bar and there is not one person in here, and that's where I like hanging out. But
There's probably
we can confirm that with him.
Are there any dive bars in Durham, North Carolina you've been to?
There's one or two. Like I actually the one of the shows I saw Sincere Engineer play at this place called the Pinhook is kind of a dive bar. That's a cool
Pinhook, okay.
place. Yeah. Alone in Dead Bars. There you go. That's what he says.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get into new music. I'm interviewing a lot of people on the show for fun, but it's still hard for me to emotionally connect being an old man, right? It's like hard for me to relate to younger people, but I also don't want to listen to like depressing songs about like the world because that doesn't make me feel good either. You know, I want to be happy and be in a good mood when I listen to music.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Or
And
I
I think
want to
the way
hear, or I like poppy punk music because even if they're singing about something negative, it doesn't seem like it, you know? Because you're just
that's
like
right.
you're just getting into it.
I think there's a challenge in the way we consume music these days too, from what we might have been used to. That's
Yeah,
harder to connect as well.
one song every 3 months is what most of these groups are telling me they put out. Maybe every 4 months, one song.
Yeah, and I
Yeah,
mean there was definitely something special in opening like a booklet and kind
yeah.
of immersing yourself in all of that. I'm not saying I'm like harping on the past. I'm just saying it's just a totally different experience.
No, I get it. I love that too. It's hard. That's why I'm excited to go check out South by Southwest the rest of the weekend because it's all pretty much people I haven't heard of from all over the world playing. So hoping to write down a few new names. I saw a band last night from the UK called Feet, like
Okay.
Feet. Kind of reminded me of like a younger Oasis. They were really cool. They opened up for
Now,
Reject. They opened
would
up
you
for
think that's a
Reject.
unit of measurement, or are they talking about the things on your legs?
Well, you know what? I didn't even think of that. But when he said "we are feet," I thought he meant FEAT, like like feet. So I had to
Yeah,
look it up on the panel to see like what the name of the group was.
that's pretty good. You could probably score some good interviews, like some guests on when you go to this, right? So
See
South by
how
Southwest.
yeah, we'll see how it goes. People always run all over the place.
That'd be cool.
Well, tonight we're just going to see a bunch of people we don't know, and then tomorrow we're going to go see Alanis Morissette playing at 11 p.m. So that should be cool.
Whoa, that's fun.
Yeah, you can basically with the press badge I have go anywhere for free except for the Christina Aguilera show. It doesn't matter if you're pressed; they want you to buy a ticket for that. So I'm good.
Ah,
I'm good.
okay. I think we had a Kenneth Ryan join the chat, right?
You know Kenneth Ryan?
He is in Houston Calls. He's the guitar player. He's joined in. Here he
There he
is.
is.
And
Is he really 46 or is just 46 in his name?
no, he's not 46. But he is one of the only people I've ever had an all-nighter with playing video games in high school. So that's a cool thing.
I had an all-nighter in elementary school playing Rampage on Nintendo. We finally beat it.
Ooh, nice game. My kids love that game.
The worst
That
ending.
game.
It's the worst ending. It says like thank you.
Oh my gosh, you're like, so I don't get any cool anything going on. But hey, I gotta ask you a quick question. I know you have to leave in a minute,
Sure.
and you don't have to answer this. But is your last name Star or is it undisclosed? Your
Oh
last
no,
name.
it's undisclosed.
Okay, okay.
It's
Because
supposed
I
to be
thought on
like
the
It's supposed to be like Rossstar.
I figured that, but then I realized I've never asked him. I've never heard it. I've never seen it anywhere. I sent you mail like a year ago, and I didn't know what to put as your last name. I
Well,
didn't even ask you.
I actually have two Facebook pages, a professional one and my DJ roster one, if you must know. So
So I can
that
find out if I need
that has
to.
the real name. Yeah, no, it's just my alter ego. But
Okay.
it's funny because people still call me that everywhere I go. It's great. I like that.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Hey.
Sticks.
Well, I always tell people I'm known on the internet for two things. You'll either know me from my interviews or you'll know me as a huge Green Day fan. So sometimes people will come up to me like, even like in public, like even here in Texas, and they just know me as a Green Day person, not even have any idea about the interviews. It's kind of funny.
It's awesome. It's good things to be known for, though.
Oh yeah. So anything else you want to tell these people before we leave, and where can they hear the new song? That's the most important thing.
Yeah, so a couple things I can tell anybody.
Yeah, tell us.
I'd love if you share the music that I'm recording if you like it. You can find it at Bandcamp, so throwthermalpod.bandcamp.com. And it will also the new song will soon be up on Spotify and Apple Music. There are currently a few songs that I've released in the past couple months up there right now, and one from about 2 years ago that I had my neighbor and pal Mitch from down the street play piano and play keys on, and he is insanely good. And so that's cool. Houston Calls has recorded a new song over the
Oh,
last couple of months, which is wild. And I'll tell you, to be
wow.
very honest, we don't know what the hell we're going to do with it right now. We're trying to figure that out.
Bob and
So
Bonnie Part Two.
it's the only new song we've done in I don't know how many years. So it's out
That's so
there. I
cool.
mean, it's not out there. It's recorded out there in the world, but it's not available yet. So
Oh
to be
yeah.
determined what will happen with that. Dave, what's up, my friend? Good to see you too.
Super exciting. Hey, everybody, make sure you follow me if you enjoyed this today so you can get updates and find out who's going to be on next. You never know. Could be somebody old school like we had I had Hidden in Plainview on not too long ago and Just Surrender, or it could be somebody new that just started. You never know, right? That's the thrill of this.
That's right. Or it could be a mix of both. An old school guy who's doing new stuff. Dang.
So before we go, I want to let everyone know if you go onto YouTube and you look up DJ Rossstar and you find my page, the most recent upload is a performance from 2007 of me, Houston Calls, Daphne Loves Derby, and June all playing Damn It by Blink-182 at my old apartment in Los Angeles.
So awesome. I love
And I
that.
don't know, and you don't even remember that happening, but we have proof.
No, I love hearing it though.
I wonder
I
if I
definitely know
wonder
it
if
was
Kenneth
us. I
Ryan,
could hear it.
I wonder if Kenneth Ryan was over. I guess the whole band was, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he was with us at that point. He left and um, went into real life a little bit earlier than all the rest
Ah,
of us. So I'm not sure. I think he was gone by that point, but you never
oh.
know.
Well, hey, thanks for doing this. I'm happy we made it through the whole thing without anything going
So
wrong.
good, so much
Eh,
better. Yeah, I
Fan,
really appreciate you having me.
fantastic. All right, well, I'm sure we'll be texting and stuff immediately after this, but good to see your face.
You too, Ross, and have
Have a
fun
good
tonight.
weekend, everybody. Ross S. You'll find out soon. Good night.